Because John Wright is alive today, he is able to help spread awareness.
That awareness includes education about organ and tissue donation, specifically separating fact from myths. And believe me, when it comes to organ and tissue donation, there are a lot of myths.
Like this one. If I'm in an accident and the hospital knows I'm an organ donor, the doctors won't try and save my life.
The fact is, medical professionals will do everything they can to save your life. The doctors who work to save your life are not the same doctors involved with organ donation. It is only after every attempt has been made to save your life that donation will be considered.
Here's another myth. Wealthy or famous people get priority for organs.
Again, the fact is, organs are allocated based on the recipient's blood type, body size, and length of time on a waiting list, among other considerations. That often explains why patients in need of a transplant are on a waiting list so long.
Earlier, we told you more than 100,000 people are waiting for a life-saving transplant right now. Many of those patients are other kids and teenagers, which leads us to our next story. Bryce Drazy has been waiting for a new heart for most of his young life. And because the transplant waiting list is so long and donors are in such short supply,
Bryce may never get the chance to grow up, drive a car, or even finish high school, unless he soon receives the ultimate gift, that of the gift of life.
Bryce wants to play guitar when he's older, so he's taking lessons. He also wants to be a graphic artist for video games when he grows up. He practices a lot.
Very, very, very good at video games.
He loves science class and wants to be a great chef someday. However, if any of these dreams will come true for Bryce, he needs one very important thing to happen first.
Hey, I'm Bryce and I am 13 and I am waiting for a heart transplant.
Bryce knows how hard it is to wait. He's already had one heart transplant at age 12 because of a disease called cardiomyopathy that affected his heart muscle.
Let's just say my heart was very big and couldn't pump very well.
But his body rejected that first donor heart, so now he needs another donor to provide him with another heart.
It's kind of sad knowing that somebody else had to die in order for me to live, but it's happy at the same time.
While he's waiting for his new heart, Bryce can rarely leave the house.
I've been at home doing the same things for about 8 months, so you kind of learn to deal with it after a while.
And whether he's gaming, rocking out, or just studying, he has to carry a special medical device that hangs around his neck everywhere he goes.
This is Milrinone that helps my heart not get big, bad clots. And it goes to my arm, which goes to here, to my heart. And this is the machine that pumps it. We have really no idea when we're gonna get my new heart. So we just do what we do and hope that soon that I get a new heart.
Bryce says waiting for someone to save his life is very stressful, especially for his family.
Sometimes we get pretty anxious when we're gonna get it, when we're gonna get it. But sometimes also we try to forget it because we just want to move on.
But moving on will require the help of someone else, someone Bryce will never know, just as he never found out who gave him his first heart.
If it weren't for that organ donor, I wouldn't be alive right now. I did know a little boy, I think he was 5. He was waiting for a heart just like I was in the hospital, but he didn't get his. And he was waiting over a year in the hospital and never came out. So, don't want that to be me. So, that's why most people need to be an organ donor.
All of these stories have one thing in common. They are sad in that one life has ended, many times unexpectedly, but they are also inspiring because one life can save so many others.
In fact, a single donor can save or enhance up to 100 lives by becoming an organ and tissue donor. In a minute, you'll hear the story of one girl who died unexpectedly and far too young. However, because she made the decision to become a donor, she has saved or enhanced the lives of several others.
This particular girl was left brain dead following an accident. That means her brain could no longer control bodily functions such as heartbeat and respiration. Machines had to do the work for her.
That's when this young girl's parents remembered something their daughter had told them only months earlier, that she wanted to be an organ donor.
Now dozens of lives have been saved or enhanced because Erica Schwager wanted to be someone's hero.
My name is Betty Schwager, and this is my story. I want to tell you a story about my daughter. Her name is Erica Desiree Schwager. She was a junior at Des Moines Christian School. She was real, involved with different activities at school. She was in drama, she was in speech, she played volleyball, she was a competition squad cheerleader. Erica was the type of girl that when she walked into the room, she just lit up the room. She was just so energetic and so happy that she drew people to her. She walked in the house, she held up her driver's license, and she said, "Look, Mom, I'm going to be an organ donor." And all I could say was, "That's great. That's great, honey. I'm so proud of you." Obviously, at that point in time, we never thought that anything would ever happen to Erica. And as Erica was coming up on the intersection, there was a car to her left, I believe, that obstructed her vision. She had a green light. She wasn't speeding. She wasn't on her cell phone. She entered that intersection, and the car to her left stopped before that other car got to the intersection. So the time her left front quarter panel hit the bumper of a fire truck, the moment that the collision happened, it was said that that's when they called the fire trucks and said that it was a false alarm. Erica was in the hospital for a week. Her brainstem herniated. Her father and I had to choose whether or not we would want to donate her organs. And because Erica talked to us about that in advance, we went ahead and we did. So they were able to find 4 immediate organ recipients. When we took her off of life support, 4 other lives were immediately sustained. I have corresponded with letters to all of her recipients. It's good to know their story. The man that received her kidney is a little bit older than I am. His 3 children wrote me letters, and they just thanked me so that they could have their dad back as a result of the choice that we made. A woman who was receiving insulin injections, she told me 13 times a day. And after she received Erica's pancreas, she's not had to have any more shots. Those are the cool stories. Those are the cool stories, and that's what Erica would want. That's the type of giving person that Erica was. She can't be here with us, but she does live on in the lives of these others that are able to live as a result of her choice. I think it's real important that when these kids are making these decisions for organ donation, that they talk about it with their parents, because when you don't, and your parents are faced with a decision, a life or death decision, as a parent, I'm not sure that unless you talk to them about it, that they're going to choose organ donation in the event that you can't make that choice. Erica has made me proud in so many ways throughout the course of her life. But to see how all of this has unfolded makes me extremely proud and honored to know that my daughter would just make this choice on her own without... I didn't tell her to go select this when she went to go get her driver's license. Nobody told her. She made this choice on her own. So I'm extremely proud. She's touched many people's lives in her life while she was alive, and also she's touched many people's lives in her death.
You know, it really is amazing how many people are helped or saved because of donors just like Erica.
Donation covers everything from eyes for those who have lost sight to skin for burn victims, hearts for people like Bryce, kidneys for people like John, and the list goes on and on.
But it takes all of us to make sure those in need can receive those vital organs and tissues. And just about anyone can be a donor, regardless of age, race, or gender. Medical eligibility depends on factors that can only be determined after a person's death.
So here's how you can help save lives. First, speak to your family about your wishes, just as Erica did. Secondly, encourage your friends to talk to their families. And lastly, and most importantly, make sure you register as an organ and tissue donor by marking yes on your driver's license or signing up on the Iowa Donor Registry.
If you are under 18 years old, you'll need to have your parents' or guardian's permission. At the time you get your license or permit, your parent or guardian will need to sign an agreement and send it in. If you register online, your parent or guardian can print off a signature page, sign it, and mail it in.
We know the thought of death is not a pleasant one.
But the simple task of marking yes and sharing your wishes with your parents could save lives in the event of the unthinkable happening.
You can help turn tragedies into miracles. You're in the position to turn a sad event into a gift of life by deciding to donate your organs and tissues to people that need them.
Thank you for taking the time to listen and for considering the gift of life.